It's been a struggle. I think, like most people who are dealing with COVID, it's affected a lot of people in our country and globally, from a health perspective, from an economics perspective. So it's hard to discuss these sort of things when we're just talking about a soccer team. So my name's Atkins. I've been involved in the Pararoos program since 2006, 2007. I was fortunate enough to come into the Pararoos program and the New South Wales, or the CP program, when I was 9 years old. Up until that point, I didn't really have many role models with cerebral palsy or disability more broadly. And as a kid with CP, I didn't know if I would be, silly as it sounds, a successful person or somebody who could impact society or make an impact on society. Coming into my first camp as a 9-year-old, I saw these adults who seemed to be able to be independent and have that independence, and I never thought that I would actually have the independence, even though you don't really understand what independence means at 9 years old, but you don't realise what you could achieve and what's possible. But that's the beauty of the Pararoos, both online through our social media and through the Canada game and through our Pararoos Development Centre sessions. These kids can see what's possible, and some people think that the undefeated tagline is just a bit of a branding thing, but it means more than that to us. Like, it shows that regardless of our circumstances, regardless of the setbacks, we're going to be undefeated, because we're going to make sure we show up the next day if we do have a setback and put in our all. Regardless of whether we win, lose or draw, we're going to be undefeated. Looking back to 2019, we'd had a successful tour in Spain. We wiped the floor with Canada. We did pretty well, we did very well, to be honest. And going to 2020, we're going to Spain with the view that we could win the competition or win the tournament and come away with the trophy. We were training the house down. Everybody was doing their home programs, doing what they needed to do back home to make sure that we were in a position so when we got to Spain that we could win the tournament. That on the field, yes, that was our priority. Off the field, we're still growing the brand, getting the message out there that yes, we are undefeated, and giving those kids that were at the Canada game something to strive towards and something, or a platform for them to work towards, and know that the work they're doing when they're 10, 12, 13, 14 will pay off, and they'll get the opportunity that we've been fortunate enough to have to represent your country. COVID's been interesting from a fitness perspective. For a long time, my sole priority has been football and fitness and making sure I'm fit. And COVID has, in a way, given an opportunity for us to have a bit of an off season. So while not taking complete time off, we ensure that we have to stay at a certain level of fitness. So we still play club football, we still make sure that we're getting out there touching a football a couple of times a week, making sure that we go for runs, making sure we're getting in the gym, making sure we're looking after ourselves from a health perspective. So if the opportunity does come up to go overseas next year, that we're ready to go, it's that opportunity where everybody's taking time off. We can really make some inroads and make close the gap to some of the other countries like your Ukraines and your Russias and your Americas, to make sure that when the next tournament does decide to get put on, we're ready to go. It's a weird period, COVID, and it gives you a lot of time to think about what your priorities are and make sure that what you're doing, you're not just doing it on autopilot. It's exciting where we're at with the Pararoos coming off such a successful year, and yeah, we're put on pause for a second from the perspective of tournaments, but we're going to continue to grow it from here, and we are continuing to grow it, and we've got such a supportive team behind us. The future looks very bright.